are saying it is bulky.
No. Yes.
Council said your reports are bulky. We'll come to the report and the number of reports. But let's just get these things out. Council said the reports are bulky, and so they want you to be proactive. They don't want you to write reports anymore. No. They want you to just make sure it is, or let me just go further, go further and make sure it is done.
I didn't say that they said I should not make a report. I didn't say that.
Have you been writing reports subsequently?
Yeah, I'm saying this
Have
time.
Have you been writing reports?
I write reports, yes.
No. Answer my question. When they told you your reports are bulky, have you been writing periodical reports after that?
No, I just changed my
Answer the question. Have you been writing periodical reports?
For this year, after this year.
See, again. No, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So when, I allow you to explain.
Yes.
But when I ask a direct question, you, more than anybody else, with a law degree, should know you should answer the question and then explain if you have to. Do you understand that? Do you understand that?
Exactly.
So when I said, whether after you were instructed by council to be more proactive, instead of writing the reports, you change your style. That's what you said.
Exactly.
So when you change your style, there are no longer reports. You made sure that they do what they are supposed to do. That is what it implies. Now, when you go to the field, you realize that it's an area that revenue is not collected. You will make sure that revenue is collected there.
Yes.
So you no longer write reports.
I write reports.
You have been writing the reports.
I have report even in my phone. Whatever we are doing here, we are trying to come up with the truth.
Yes.
And I want to say the truth.
Right.
I don't want to mislead this commission.
Absolutely.
So that is why I'm telling you, this happened this year. I am yet to write a comprehensive report to the council. But there are weekly activities which we do with the work we are doing right now. We always produce that in a sort of a group. And thereafter, I will come up with the report.
Mr. Sanneh.
Yes.
When were you told specifically that your reports are bulky?
It's this year.
When this year?
I cannot remember the month because General Council sits once in a month.
Yes.
Yes.
So this year you were told the reports are bulky.
When I present this report to the General Council.
Do you have the report that you have tendered, presented in council?
Yes, I have.
How many reports have you prepared since 2018?
I still have them in my email because you know why?
No, the question is how many?
No, I cannot determine that right now. I cannot tell you right now. What I wanted to tell you is that these reports, I send my reports by email because I know the number of pages used is problematic.
Mr. Sanneh.
Yes.
Sanneh, don't tell me 50 pages cannot be printed. Don't even go there.
No.
Don't even go there. Don't tell me 50 pages is too bulky to even print and present.
Yeah.
No, that's not. In fact, that's not even your job. Your job is not even to even worry about the idea that 50 pages is bulky. Your job is to make sure you do your job.
Yeah.
Do you understand it that way?
Very well.
Yes, that's your job.
You see, council, if you know the situation I am.
I don't have to.
You have to. The reason why you have to, I even have some issues which makes my job very difficult.
And what is that? Tell us.
And that's what I'm trying to put across. That is why I changed a system which makes life easier for myself.
Now let me ask you again. You see, your evidence is very important.
Indeed.
And don't see it as if I don't want to hear the difficult part of your job. In fact, use this opportunity because you are the one who is giving evidence before the commission. The commissioners are listening to you. Who knows, tomorrow again, therefore tomorrow, sometime in the future, you may be called by another investigative body. That is why it's important to come out with every necessary information. Now, what was making your job difficult?
You see, council, what is making my job difficult is that, any institution where you work, you make a budget for the year.
Yes.
But it's disheartening to hear that my department, when we make our budget, what you will see on my budget for the year, after the budget being approved, you only see the emolument of my staff. Other than that, you see nothing else.
You want to see a what?
Emolument of the staff. Other than they didn't see anything, even working tools. I have that problem. For several years, the council will approve the budget, and what I present will be in the budget. And at the end of the day, when they're printing the books, you see nothing of those things being placed. And I query them. So sometimes I will sit for the whole year. I don't have working tools. So these are problems which I faced. That is why I'm telling you that most of my report, because if I'm writing a report, I will write a report to the mayor, I also copy the CEO, and I also copy relevant departments concerned. So if you want to make a bulky, for example, the reason why I said it's bulky, if I want to print 50 pages into 4 or 5 copies, it will be something else. I have those challenges. And sometimes I don't blame the council for that. I blame other department heads for that, because those are the people responsible. Because as I said earlier on, the compliance department is seen as a threat. So if a budget comes out,
Yes.
and whatever I need in the budget is not there, what do? If the budget is not reversed, I cannot do. Sometimes the budget goes for the whole year, no reverse. Sometimes it is reversed. But whatever I need on that, if it is not in the system now, I cannot get it until the end of the year.
All right. The chairperson wants to ask you a question.
Yes, Mr. Sanneh.
Yes.
Thank
madam.
you for coming forward to tell us some of the challenges that you have. Do you have an SMT meeting every week?
Pardon?
Do you have SMT meetings every week?
Yes, we do. We do have.
You have SMT meetings?
Yes.
And
Yes.
who are the people, who are the attendees of this SMT meeting?
We have 2 types.
Yes.
One, we call them directors meeting.
Yes.
And this directors meeting, the mayor would be there, the deputy mayor will be there, all the directors will be there,
Yes.
and some deputy directors. We also have another one, which would be chaired by the CEO, and other heads of departments will be there. And then
So, but this directors meeting, you have the CEO and the director of finance attending.
oh yes,
Correct?
yes,
Now, and you also have the mayor attending
exactly,
this meeting.
exactly,
And as you have just said,
yes,
you've told the commission that you have these challenges.
yes,
Are these issues that you bring up at the SMT meeting?
yes. In fact, yes.
And you have minutes, copies of minutes
Well,
of some of these things that you
the right of the minute, sometimes, meetings are very, very, very interesting.
So do you have, who is the secretary to this directors?
The secretary to the meeting is the director of administration.
Okay.
Yes. But if what I'm saying, if it doesn't capture in the minutes, you ask for the budget, you see the budget, you go through the budget, and then see, apart from the emolument of compliance department, whether you see any other thing in the budget.
Yes,
the budget can be.
My challenge here is that you are saying it is not the problem of council. If you have the senior members of council attending the SMT meeting, and this is where you discuss the difficulties and the challenges you're facing as Director of Compliance, I believe that council do meet once in a month, but this SMT meeting provides you with the opportunity to continually explain the need for you to have the tools to be able to do your work. Is that not correct?
That's very right.
Yes, so saying that it is not the responsibility of the council, that would be wrong. Am I correct?
I'm not saying it's not a responsibility. I'm saying
Yes.
I don't blame council for that.
Yes. Now,
Because-
okay, let me put it in your own words.
Yes.
So, by you saying, you wouldn't blame council for not providing you with the tools, would that be correct? Having regard to the fact that the people that matter in council are sitting at the SMT meeting, would that statement be correct?
Yes, because, Madam Chair.
No, let me take it this way.
Okay.
You said that the mayor and the deputy mayor and all the directors, they
Yes.
sit at an SMT meeting every week
Yes,
to discuss the issues
yes,
that you have.
yes,
So, and the council sits once, at least every month. But I believe the purpose of the SMT meetings is to make sure that the issues are dealt with
Yes.
before you even have the opportunity of sitting at council for council to make directives. Is that not correct? How can we now reconcile the fact that the people that are supposed to take responsibility and directives are sitting in an SMT meeting and are also sitting at the council level, and it could not be resolved at the SMT meeting, and you are trying to tell me you could exonerate the council from responsibility in this circumstance?
Well, maybe that could be an error on my side.
Yeah.
But the reason why I said...
I understand.
Yeah.
I just want us to clear. You see,
Yeah.
Responsibilities are, just a minute. Responsibilities are what they are. And for people that are supposed to take responsibilities, you understand, there is no other way that you will look at it without really situating where responsibility lies. Is that not correct?
That's correct.
Yes. So, and it will not be right for you not to situate responsibility when you are supposed to do so. Because you are not saying, you see, people can be mistaken. You could have challenges because the budget you have is informed by the revenue you collect. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. Right?
Yep.
And if, for example, you have prioritized, then you have difficulty in getting your demands. Mm-hmm. So, but then when it comes to situating responsibility, we should do it correctly.
Yeah.
To situate responsibility.
Yes, Madam Chair, I very well agree with you. Yeah. My issue here is that council will come up with a decision on this, and sometimes this senior staff meeting you're talking about, yes, it's not every week, but sometimes every fortnight, or it goes to a month sometimes. Yeah. But what we are, sometimes when I give you this report, they will all agree that there is an error, and it should be done. That, some errors cannot be solved instantly. It will take, just like...
But this is from 2018 to date,
yes,
right?
Yes, these are budgeting issues.
No. This is 2018 to date. No. That from your budget, it is only issues of emolument that are captured under your department, right?
Yes, not 2018. I would say maybe three years back.
3 years back.
3 years back.
Which year exactly?
I would say 2024, 2023, 2022. Maybe even 2021.
Okay.
Yes.
So prior to that, you were being given the tools that you require to do your job?
I remember the tools I was given.
That is 2020, 2019,
maybe around
and
2019, 2020, something like.
You were given the tools?
I was given some of the tools.
Council, you may proceed.
I want to clarify one thing here. Budgets, if omission is being made in the budget, and budget preparation has already gone, you cannot do it even if they accept even if they agreed with your point. It cannot be done until the next budget comes or supplementary budget. So if that never come anymore, then nothing will be done until the end of the year. That's what I want to clarify.
Now, in addition to your role, when it comes to compliance,
yes,
do you have a relationship with all the other departments? For instance, does your arm reach to the other department? Are you also supposed to make sure every other department is in compliance with their TOR, what they are supposed to do?
Not all the TR. Not all the. I don't have a problem with all the, because as I said, when you look into our zones, any department that falls into that zone will be looked into.
For instance?
For the finance, Department of Planning and Development, Department of Services. For example, when you go to areas and you found dumping of refuse.
Yes.
Indiscriminate dumping.
Yes.
Then they will take note of it and then report to us, so that the line department, we will tell the line department to take action on that.
How about the issue of overstaffing? If you find any issue of overstaffing, would that be part of your functions as well?
No, no. Overstaffing, sometimes overstaffing, I'll tell you one thing. Anything that has been budgeted in the system, and if it is being put in place, it cannot be called overstaffing, because sometimes they will tell you overstaffing is at a place. When you go into the budget, you find what the budget has made is what is on the ground.
Now, what I mean is, if there are problems in relation to overstaffing, would that be also something that you'll be concerned with?
Well, that can only be the role of the internal audit, not the
audit.
compliance department, yes.
But not your role.
No, not my department. No.
And but I'm currently going through your TOR for the 1st of August 2016, where it says that your role, you are as that of the inspectorate department, among other things, includes administer the day-to-day operations of the department in line with council's policies, develop an implementable or user-friendly mechanism that will deter any form of malpractice, including suppression of revenue and fraud, to ensure greater effectiveness and efficiency in council's revenue collections.
Yes.
So you understand, what I see here is for any form of malpractice, including. So the finance department, have you had reports in relation to malpractices or suppression of revenue and fraud?
In one of my reports, I even told the internal audit to look at the market. In fact, there are ways of collection in the market.
Have you had reports like in relation to malpractices, suppression of revenue and fraudulent practices as well?
No, I have not. Not this years.
What do you mean this years?
There are years back.
No, we are more concerned about from 2018 to date.
2018
to date. Any report in relation to any inspection you have done concerning malpractices in the areas of suppression of revenue, fraud and malpractices of any kind?
In fact, I remember we had one, and then those people were fired. I could remember.
Have you had reports? Is the question.
I cannot ascertain that one.
You cannot?
I cannot confirm that one. I did not have a report. I cannot remember that having a report of such suppression or malpractice. No.
So when was the? How many reports have you prepared in general from 2018 to date?
That is what I said. I have all the reports I make are in my email.
Okay.
Yes, I can only tell you when I go to the email.
Yes, so just write it down that we will request that you produce us all the reports that you have prepared from 2018 to date, and the ones you have presented as well to council.
Yes. Can I have the email of the council? Can I have the emails of this commission?
Yes.
So that I will forward you all the reports I've made.
So number one, just print it out.
No, printing out would be a problem.
Number two, you will list with the secretary. You understand? So printing shouldn't be a problem. You're called as a witness and you work for council. You ask that the council make sure they provide you with the authority, or we will make an order that you be allowed to print.
No, if you make an order, for example, right now, my laptop I struggle with it to produce report. So if I give you that is why I'm telling you.
Ms. Sanneh, just list with the secretary. He may assist you on that.
Okay, all right.
Right?
Okay.
And when was your last appearance in council to discuss issues of compliance?
I think that I will be able to know that if I check the last presentation I made in the General Council.
Check your list.
Pardon?
I said if you check your list, that you will know when you check your mailing list.
And the last time I presented at the General Council, I cannot have it off head here.
I know,
right?
I agree. I'm saying that when you come back, you can give us that information. When you come back to testify, you will give us that information.
Yes, okay, all right, okay.
Number 6 of your TOR, letter given to you, dated the 1st of August 2016. Let me start with number 5. Or 3, for example. It says, organized and lead at least once every quarter a special inspection, visits on all valued properties and businesses within the municipality to monitor compliance on payment of dues. That this you do?
That I cannot have that, even council itself. Even council itself, the data they have in place
Yes.
is the rates department. That's where we all rely on.
Yes.
And those things are being subcontracted to people to come up with those things. If you go to license department also, they also will tell you, they will also give you that same thing.
So you don't have a data?
I don't have a data for that, because any data you must use must be that of the rates data. Or for license, I don't rely on their data. What I rely on is what I found on the ground.
Why would you not rely on their data?
Because if the number of businesses they are giving us that is what is in place,
yes,
I believe that it may be more than that.
Yes.
So that is why I go into the field and do my spot checks. For example, I will give an example. I would visit 100 businesses.
Yes.
For example, a week. And out of the 100 businesses, you only see that only 20 people who are giving receipts, we are giving invoices. And those will be part of my report. So this is why I'm telling you that I have a template. If I'm coming up, I'll show you all these templates and all this. It will be seen in my reports.
Yes.
That it will be done. And that is what make me to, you are telling me here that the job we are doing, we should be independent. But that is why I said, if you write a report that this number of businesses are left uncollected and nothing is done about it until that year phase out, so it's going to be another thing. That is why I said I come with another method. That is, my department personnel will lead, the appropriate department will be in place, and we show them places where they don't pay, and we ask them to make sure that they collect from those places.
Yes, yes. No, I agree. Yeah. You know, I had said that your method is effective. Yeah. I've already said that.
Yeah.
Which is thumbs up to you by making sure that you come up with those methods. But we also need to know the problems as well. That's why I said that was the line what I meant, that it's not part of your job, because even though you're trying to rectify a defect, to correct a defect, but also that defect may also be deliberate. Do you understand that?
Yes.
It may not just be a mistake to not collect certain areas or certain revenue. If you can detect it, do you not think the experts in revenue collection, they would have been in the position to also detect same? Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't get the last point.
What I am saying is, if you as data of compliance could detect that, for example, out of 100 businesses, only 20 were issued with a receipt, were issued with a receipt, for example, and then you have an outstanding number. So if you can detect that by the spontaneous checks you will conduct, do you not think the people that are tasked with the responsibility of collecting revenue would have been in the same position to do so? And sometimes it's not by mistake, sometimes by design.
Yes, in fact it is very, I will give you an example, it is very effective. This past 4 or 5 weeks,
yes, we
were able to go into the, and over 1 million was recovered.
Yeah?
Over 1 million was recovered.
Yes.
Seen uncollected.
Okay.
So you can see the effectiveness. And then that warranted even the revenue collection team, even themselves, without even compliance, they would be more effective. I would, I said one thing here. Even I used to have a problem, and that problem is even not, it's the revenue generation. There was one of the directors of finance which I have a problem with.
Yes.
Regarding these issues I'm talking about.
Yes.
And they are the very people I'm saying, they are the one who would expunge my budgetary allocations, yes, out of the system, because they are responsible of making the budgets.
Right.
So sometimes it will be confrontational. When we have reports, when we give reports, and then we will sit with revenue collectors. I remember a time the former deputy CEO, the former acting director of finance, we sat with their staff, and they are confronting us that what we are reporting is not correct. And we told them what we are reporting is correct, because we are giving you telephone numbers on businesses we visit. So you can see the job we are doing is a big risk and it's a big responsibility.
Absolutely.
And we are trying to ensure that the funds we need to revenue generate is being generated. And I always say, all the time I say, revenue is left uncollected because I have a reason. If you look at the long-term after for council, I would believe because of my performance that makes council to come up with the implementation of this new department. Because as I said earlier, inspectorate department started first. Because prior to that, when I was a commissioner, I make sure I put my staff in the field to ensure that people have paid. Well, you know, sometimes there are certain things you don't need to say it here. When you say it here, it becomes a learning point for criminals.
Yes.
Because frauds happening in the field, when I say such frauds here, it will be a learning point for other people at other departments. And that is why maybe some of those things we can
discuss
that later.
Absolutely. Yes. Then the Commissioner Silla has a question for you.
Yep.
Mr. Sanneh.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, sir.
I just want you to give me short answers.
Okay.
First of all, when you go to the field, you make your own data.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes
or no? When you go to the field,
yes,
you create your own data.
Yes, we have a template where we record all the field visitors.
All right,
yes.
thank you.
Yeah.
Do you incorporate that into the council's data to make it easy for everybody?
No, I don't have that right. I cannot incorporate in council's data.
No. You can go to the field, find out information that is not in the data, and then you show it to council. It will be easily incorporated to make the job very easy.
It's not done that way, Honorable Commissioner.
That is the way it should be done. You cannot have a parallel data. It doesn't work. That's why you're struggling with everybody.
Yeah.
If you find information on the ground that is not in conformity with what council is having, you take it to council, you incorporate it. You beef up the data and makes it more responsive to what you guys are doing. Not so.
No, each person has a role to play.
No, listen.
I want
wait.
Okay.
You are all working in the interest of council.
Exactly.
No one has the legal right to operate the way you want it to happen. Do you accept that? When you find something that is in the interest of council that is not captured in council information, you have a right to bring it to their notice so that they incorporate it, not so.
Yes, that's why I say that is not my role. I would make a report.
That should be your role. I'm putting it to you. It should be your role because you are compliance. If you don't do that, the data will be non-compliant.
It is not part of my terms of references, Honorable Commissioner. I cannot do something.
Let's go back to the basic. Let's start again. Maybe the question is complex.
Okay.
First of all, how do you go to the field to ensure compliance? What are you going to look for?
I said earlier here that I have a team that goes into the field.
No, I'm not asking whether you have a team. What do you look for when you go to the field as a unit?
As a department?
Yes, as a department.
As a department, we go for everything.
Sorry?
We go for everything.
You go?
For everything. We go for either finance.
No, we'll come to that. We are confining on ourselves on rates and taxes. Yep. Let's confine ourselves to that one. Yep. We'll come back to those ones. Now, you are going to the field to look to ensure that people have paid license. Let's say trade license. Let's stop at that one. Not so. Now, you are going to the field. What are you going to look for? What should you look for?
We should look for trade license. We should look for council facilities.
Thank you. No, I'm not going there. When you look for trade license,
yes,
and you found out that there are existing businesses that are not in council's data, what should you do?
No, I would not know whether it is not in council's data. That's what I'm saying. I don't have that privilege.
And this is where you have a problem. This is why you are almost out of order completely. No. You don't even understand your mandate.
No, I do.
Wait, no, you don't.
I do.
Because if you feel that you can put council's data aside, bypass it, and go to the field, do your own work, and then you don't report back for it to be updated, when will you be compliant?
No, what I'm trying to say, Honorable Commissioner, if I want to see the reality on the ground, I'm not looking for what is input in the system. I want to know what is on the ground. So if I want to go by the system, I may go and leave some other items which are not part of the system.
Do you need an interpreter?
What interpreter do I need?
Because you don't seem to be understanding what I'm telling you.
No, I understand very well. You said when we go on the ground.
When you go to the ground,
yes,
you find out that there are certain businesses that are not registered with the KMC. What do you do?
I'm not saying they are not registered with the KMC.
No, I didn't say you said that.
No, I said, you know, I think this revenue generation is a very complex area. Unless you know it very well, then there you'll be able to.
I know it way more than you. I was a director in a municipal council.
Yes, I'll come, but this KMC is very diverse. What I'm trying to put across, when you go on the ground, you will see petty traders. And you'll see hawkers.
No.
I'm telling you.
No, you see, our problem with you is you are not answering the questions. When you are asked something, you are a law student. Answer that question. The question is, when you go to the field, you found out that there is a business existing which is not at the council, which the KMC doesn't know about. Is it not right for you to tell KMC that there is an existing business? Can you incorporate it in the data? Yes or no?
I don't have, I mean, I would say no and then I elaborate. I would say no because I don't have the data of KMC regarding license.
Shouldn't you have it?
It is the license manager. Wait.
You see, compliance is everybody.
I know.
You mentioned your TOR. It covers that. It covers planning. It covers finance. It covers services. Not so. Is that not in your TOR?
I was told to come.
Don't refer me to it.
I was told to come with a mechanism.
Tell me. I'm just taking notes from what you are telling us.
Yes.
Not anything outside what you are telling us. Yeah. Now, what we are simply saying is, how do you expect to work without using the data of the council as a compliance director?
In fact, council don't have a data of that nature. It's not available. The only data available with council is rates. License data they have is their own document they prepare as their data, not the council's data.
Whose own?
License department.
The
their working pool.
Of KMC, you mean?
The one, just like a unit under, license works under finance department. And finance department, just like, for example, finance license department would, a license unit, the way and manner they work, what they are collecting, that is what they use as a data. It's not council's data.
My brother, sorry. It seems that there is no way, in my view, you can move that compliance department. Because there are certain basic skills you need, which, I'm sorry to tell you, which you don't have. That's a hard fact.
Well,
you will deny it as of now, but this is your problem. The problem is you want to be on a roller coaster alone, and then you don't want, it's a team, my dear. Because a lot of what you're supposed to do, you are not doing it. And then why do you really think, to be honest, let's put this all aside, that your budget is always not honored by the council? Why do you think that they don't honor your budget?
I have a problem because I have become a risk to those departments. It's a department that is putting me out. And Honorable Commissioner, with respect, I want you to understand one thing I'm doing. If you say, you look at, compliance is a young department in council's history. You can look at the entire local government fraternity.
Okay, thank you. Council, go, you can carry on.
Yes, let me just, Mr. Sanneh?
Yes.
Yes, I was just trying to understand certain issues.
Yes.
We understand the fact that council doesn't have data.
Yes.
So, for example, you have given example of rates.
Yes.
Having their own data.
Yes.
And you may not have the privilege of using that data.
Yes.
Now, my question is, if you are not given the privilege to have access to that data, how would you effectively write a report on compliance? Because if the rates data is not available to you, for example, in zone 1, for instance, for licenses, we are just doing a hypothesis here. For example, in Zone 1, you say you have 100 businesses in Zone 1. You are not given the data to show that there are 100 businesses in Zone 1. It will be difficult for you to know whether they have complied 100% in collecting the revenue for 100 businesses in Zone 1. So I think my colleague, Honorable Commissioner, what he was trying to say is that the people that are holding information and are not sharing it should not have happened in the first place. Right?
Yep.
I think we should understand it in that perspective, because if you don't have access to the data that a particular unit has, it will be difficult unless you go on the ground. And when you go on the ground, what you do is sampling. Is that not correct?
Yes.
It's sampling, because you do not have the capacity to do an exhaustive and a comprehensive, you understand, data collection to allow you to have the proper data to know in Zone 1 there are 100 businesses.
Yes, Madam.
And you know that changes each year, right? So if you don't have access to that data that the license department has or the rates department has, then there is a problem in the execution of your duties as a compliance director. Is that not correct?
Yes, Madam Chair, I am seeing some misunderstandings here.
Yes.
Because I think
that is why we want you to really elaborate so that we will all be in the same page.
I would try to be helpful here.
Yeah, yes.
You see, sometimes I will hear rates and sometimes I will hear license. These are two different things.
We understand that.
Yes.
We understand. Look, we understand. You understand all your revenue lines.
Yes.
Please don't be mistaken of the fact that we don't know what we are saying. We are not using these words interchangeably. We are using them as different revenue lines, as examples of what can happen.
Yes, yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
If I say license, I know exactly what I mean when I say license. When I say rates, I know exactly what I mean when I say rates. So we are just trying to give you an example, because the rates is what you collect. You understand?
No.
The revenue from the rates.
I don't collect that.
No. I'm not saying you collect. I'm just trying to explain to you that we understand what are the different revenue lines.
Exactly.
We understand the hawkers. You understand? We understand all these details about the kinds of revenues that you will find in the field that are collectible revenue. We understand that. So we are saying there are some that has data, like for example, registered businesses. Registered businesses, the KMC will have a register of the businesses that have been registered under them in a particular zone. Because you said the council is divided into 7 constituencies, i.e. 7 zones. Is that correct?
As far as my department is concerned.
As far as your department is
concerned, yes.
Yes. So now you see, this is the difficulty we have, because if information is not, you do not share information, and you are not working from the same, you don't have the same templates from where you're working, it will be difficult. Because if you have 7 constituencies, and maybe the Department of Finance. The Department of Finance has more than 7 constituencies. It will be difficult for you to do your compliance.
Exactly.
So your information and your understanding of how the system works should be the same understanding that the finance has, the services has, the planning has, the administration has, the police has, the audit has. And you being the last one, the compliance should have.
Yes.
Yes, because now let me ask you a question. How many zones is KMC divided?
The KMC, that's why I want, let me
No.
I don't know how many zones KMC have, because
please note that you tell us when you come back.
It's, Madam Chair, I don't want to tell a lie to this commission.
No, okay, I understand.
I want to explain one thing, then from that week I will take note of what you are telling me.
Okay, all right.
Because the markets,
Yes.
the zones depend on the area. The market, we go there, they have over 30 staff. For example, collectors, more than 30 collectors.
No, I am not talking about.
So there are zones, the market would have more than 20 zones or 30 zones.
Yes.
Compared to my department. The reason why I came with 7 zones is limited to my number of staff. Okay. Because if, for example, I want to put one staff to markets for zone 1,
Yeah.
then within 7 zones, I'm finished. I will not be able to work on the other zones.
Now,
so that is why I divided it into...
Now, I understand that.
Yeah.
But for ease of understanding for the commission, you think, for example, you have given just the example of the market having so many zones
exactly.
within the market.
And license, yeah.
Yes, and licensing and any other revenue line.
Yes.
So now, if you don't comprehensively know those different zones, for example, in the market, how would you be able to fully execute your duty as a compliance director?
Yes, I will be able to do it in a sense that if one of the zones on the Serekunda East, and there's a market within that Serekunda East, that zone in Serekunda East would cover all the market in Serekunda, and it will cover more than, for example, if they have 20 or 30 zones, this one zone we have would be able to cover all those zones. If I had many parcels as they have, I will use their zone 1 as my zone 1.
So now the template that you have created.
Yes.
Let's go to that so that we can have a proper understanding.
Exactly.
Of how you operate as a compliance director.
I will bring that more.
The template that you have.
Yes.
Did you do a survey, a general survey on all the areas?
Yes.
On all the departments to be able to capture that in the template?
Yes, I have sectors.
Okay. Let's leave it at that.
Yes, I'll
Until
bring
when
you
you
that.
bring the template, we can go into detail.
I'll do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Council, you may proceed.
Sanneh, I have a few questions for you for today. I was going through your TOR, so the number 4. It says that you should ensure that the department maintains a standard filing and data management system of all records, including business registers, property valuation rules, compound rates registers, market business registers, court record registers. Can you elaborate more on this?
We don't have those things.
You don't have it?
We don't have them because council themselves.
Yes.
The guy who was writing this thing, the TOR, who was writing this TOR, knows that council has a challenge in that and then wanted to thrust that thing on me.
Okay.
And I cannot do that.
Do you know why?
No.
Okay. So, just for the record, so we will come back to that. I will see you on that.
Okay.
Now, it says 5, ensure that summons served is registered in court. How often are summons served? Is this a very frequent thing?
Well, summons are being done by the police.
Police, yes.
And sometimes with our council firm.
Are all the summons registered? You know?
Well, it should be, that is the procedure.
This is the procedure.
That it has to be registered to the register of the court, and then from there a date will be fixed for the hearing of the case.
Do you have a register at the court?
I believe they have.
Do you know?
When I used to be in the police,
yes,
it used to be available.
Okay.
But as of now, I am not in a better position to say that.
Do you know whether you should ordinarily have access to this register to know, for instance, in a given period, a year, or let's say every 6 months, to know whether or how much or how many summons were served? Would you ordinarily have access to this? Does there exist a register of this sort to inform you regarding the summons that are issued from time to time?
No, because this summons, two issues are here,
Yeah.
demand notes and summons.
Yes.
It is the rates, the unit, that will go and issue out demand notes.
Demand notes.
Failure of payment of that,
Yes.
then a summons would come from their area. And then they will summons with the help of the police or with the help of our council's retainer.
Now,
That-
it says number 6, any other duty assigned to you by the CEO or the Lord Mayor. Have you been assigned duties from time to time by the CEO or the Lord Mayor?
Yes, sometimes it happens. The CEO will give me an assignment to do, as well as the mayor.
Please, can you go into detail?
For example, for the CEO, if there is an issue going on, he can call my attention call me to tell me, this thing is happening, we want you to investigate it, or you do otherwise.
The Mayor?
The mayor also will give me assignments. He would send me to represent him at some places, and sometimes he will give me a responsibility to do on his behalf.
Are these usually written, or are they mainly verbal instructions? Do you know?
Most of the time is verbal. Some are, if I'm to represent, it will be a letter to be minuted, and then we said, Director of Compliance, can you kindly represent me here? Those should be in letters. But others, they're not.
So it is mainly asking you to represent and not to probably any official, in any official capacity to either investigate something or find out certain information.
Yes.
In your statement, third paragraph, you had discussed the issue, one issue in 2019, where you said, I could remember that in 2019, the Chief Executive Officer gave me a letter endorsed by Lord Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda, in bracket, for the traveling of 3 of his staff to Dakar, Senegal, namely Nuruddin Adams, Personal Assistant Office of the Mayor, in bracket protocol, Aisatou Fall, Public Affairs Manager, and Yusufa Sala, Mayor's driver. Said, as a result of that letter, I conveyed a letter to the CEO seeking for approval for per diem payments to the said officials. During the writing of this statement, I realized that the purpose of the trip was omitted because I entirely rely on the letter of the Mayor, the Lord Mayor. This omission is not deliberate, but if it was something serious, the CEO would have drawn my attention due to the fact that I was not the approving authority. Do you have this letter?
The
Letter in question, do you have it?
Yes, I think I have it. I have it.
Can we please see the letter? Do you have it currently with you?
I think I have the letter of the mayor that was.
By the way, let me just ask that you be given a copy of your statement. I've been reminded about that. So you gave a statement to the investigators.
Yes.
It was dated the 31st of July 2023. You recall this?
Yeah.
We will ask that you be given a copy.
Yes. Yes, this is it. This is my letter, my statement.
Please go through your statement. It's a 2-page statement. It bears your name, Dembo SN Sanneh.
Yes.
By the way, what is the SN? What does SN stand for?
The S stand for Sheriff.
Sharif.
Yes, that's my father.
And the N?
Then N stand for my mother. Jambo.
Please louder, please.
NCHAMBOU. That's my mother's name.
Okay. All right. Please go through the statement and advise us whether that is a statement that was obtained from you. Is that the one?
Yes, my signature is there, and
All
this
right,
is the
all right,
very
thank you.
statement I wrote.
Thank you. We apply to tender the statement of the witness Dembo SN Sanneh dated the 31st of July 2023 into evidence as an exhibit.
The statement of the witness, Mr. Dembo S.N. Sanneh, dated the 31st of July 2023, is hereby admitted in evidence as an exhibit and marked as LGC/DSNS/KMC/002.
As the Commission places. We also apply to tender a memo, Carnifing Municipal Council memo, from the Lord Mayor's office to the Acting Chief Executive Officer. The date is 27th of June 2019. The subject, allocation of vehicle, signed by the Mayor, into evidence as an exhibit. It's a photocopy.
A memo dated the 27th of June 2019 from the Lord Mayor of KMC to the Acting Chief Executive Officer with the caption allocation of vehicle. The letter is signed by the Mayor himself, KMC. The said memo is admitted in evidence and marked as LGC/DSNS/KMC/003. Mr. Sanneh,
Yes.
where is the original of this memo?
This original would be with the CEO. It would
Please
be-
provide the original so that we cross-check with this.
Madam Chair, I have a problem with
Yes.
original letters. You know, we have a record system.
Okay.
And then
Pardon?
a record system in council,
Yes,
because the CEO
Yes.
is the custodian of all council records.
yes,
If an original letter is sent to the addressee,
yes,
that addressee would hold that thing.
yes.
I cannot access that one. The only one I will have would be a copy.
Okay.
Yes, so if I am to go for the original, I would not be able to bring it.
Yes, I have heard, Mr. Sanneh, what you said.
Yes.
It is the commission that is ordering you to provide the original of this copy. If you find it difficult, we will write an order for the person who is sitting as the CEO, whoever it is, to provide to you the copy of the original for us to prove the authenticity of this document.
Okay, and I would assume that this copy of the letter may be attached to the payment voucher, because this goes along with the payment voucher.
Yes, we don't, what we are asking for,
Yes,
we are admitting this document.
yes.
But we want you to bring that one, we view it, and you take it back. We can rely on this document, but we want to see the original.
I hope this document with this commission, because most of those vouchers concerning about this
Yes,
issues.
just please check with your office. If it is not there,
See-
you can come back to the registrar and cross-check with the files that we have been sent, that have been sent here from the council.
I would appeal to Madam Chair that maybe this thing could be addressed to Jaja, who was responsible. This letter was addressed to Jaja.
Yeah.
Jaja would be in a better position to get this letter than myself.
It doesn't work like that, Mr. Sanneh.
Okay, I'll go by your
I, even though you are not, even if in the situation or in the circumstance where you are not speaking to the person in charge, I believe that it's a council, it's a public office,
Exactly.
and you should be able to speak to whosoever is there to provide you a copy of this letter. Because they are not personal documents to the people that are keeping it, all right? So we will expect to see this document together with the ones that we have asked you to bring. Thank you.
Can I have a copy of it? Because
Yes, you can liaise with the registrar.
This is the only copy I have here.
And can have a copy of that. Council, you may proceed. Council, you may proceed.
Mr. Sanneh, just to clarify this point, when you said that that's the third paragraph, I mean the fourth, sorry, regarding the that you wrote a letter to seeking for approval.
Yeah.
For per diem payments to the said officials, correct?
Yeah.
And you said during the writing of the statement, I realized that the purpose of the trip was omitted. What do you mean by that?
You see, the investigator asked me a question
Yes.
to say whether this trip is official. And I said, I rely on the letter sent to the CEO, acting CEO.
Yes.
That is why I said. And you can also even see on that same letter, because he asked me two questions on that. He said the number of days, whether it is worthwhile for this person to go for 4 days.
Yes.
And then, but if you go through this letter itself, you can see that the acting CEO approved for only 2 nights of per diem.
The CEO approved 2.
2 nights, you can see it in writing, on top of the letter. CEO approved 2 days. I believe it must be 2 days and not 4 days, because they were talking of debating with 4 days. But what CEO approved on document is 2 days.
So you wrote to the CEO?
I wrote a letter from my end, because if a letter comes from anywhere, CEO himself cannot come to him like that and he endorses it. You must forward a letter to his office for him to...
It must?
You must forward a letter to his office for him to act on the letter.
Yes.
Because the letter I remember they've shown me in the commission, the letter I wrote, I also put the first to the fourth. But the CEO did not approve the first to the fourth, but the first 2 days he approved. That is what is on the letter.
Where is the copy of the letter that you wrote? Do you have it?
I saw it with the commission. They've shown me in the commission, but I cannot get that. I cannot get that letter.
The one you wrote?
The one I wrote, yeah.
But you will have a copy, will you?
Unless I get into my machine.
You will?
Or I get into my files to see.
Okay, please provide us with a copy.
Yeah.
And let me give you the exhibit, the letter that was written, that you gave to the CEO from the Lord Mayor. Let me ask that you be given that. Can you please read the contents of the letter?
Office of the Lord Mayor to the Acting Chief Executive Officer, dated 27th June 2019, subject allocation of vehicle. May I inform you my passport, which is at the Canadian Embassy in Senegal, is due for collection. In the light of the above, I hereby direct that you allocate a vehicle and driver to the public relations manager, who is the authorized recipient to travel to Senegal from Monday 1st July to Wednesday 4th July 2019 to receive the passport on my behalf. Please facilitate their travel allowances accordingly, soliciting your cooperation and action.
May I please see the letter?
Talib Ahmed Bensouda and signed.
Right. Let me read it again. It doesn't mean yours was not very clear. It says from the Lord Mayor to the, is it the acting chief executive officer?
Acting Chief Executive Officer.
Who was the individual at the time?
Jaja Cham.
Jaja Cham. 27th of June 2019. So the subject is allocation of vehicle. It says, may I inform you that my passport, which is is at the Canadian Embassy in Senegal, is due for collection. In light of the above, I hereby direct that you allocate a vehicle and driver to the public relations manager, who is the authorized recipient to travel to Senegal from Monday 1st July 2019 to Wednesday 4th July 2019 to receive the passport on my behalf. Please facilitate their travel allowances accordingly. Soliciting your cooperation and action. Is this letter a request or a direction or a directive?
Well, it's half both.
Let me give it to you again.
I said it's half both.
It serves both.
Yes.
No, it cannot.
You can see at the bottom said I direct.
Yes. Now, explain to us how it serves both.
Well, I think this letter is self-explanatory.
I know, but I want to hear from you. Your evidence matters.
Yes, I read this letter before.
Now, the first sentence.
May I inform you that my passport, which is at the Canadian Embassy in Senegal,
Yes.
is due for collection.
Yes.
That's an information.
Yes.
Yes.
The second.
In the light of above, I hereby direct that you allocate a vehicle and a driver to a public relations manager, who is the authorized recipient to travel to Senegal.
All right. Is that a request or a directive?
That's direct.
Good. So we call the spade a spade. So when you say a spade, you call it a spade. It's not the case. Now, is that an official trip? You said you were asked by the investigators.
Yes.
Whether it's official or non-official.
Yes.
Now let me repeat that. Is it an official trip or not?
It could be official, yes.
No, I mean, nothing like it could be official.
I believe it is official.
It may be official. Yes, if you believe so, just say it.
No, I'll come and give you a detailed explanation on that.
Yes.
The reason why I said it is official,
Yes.
the mayor, if he's doing his private errand or private business, he will use his private vehicle to run that affairs.
Yes.
But a passport which facilitates his traveling outside and on official errands, that's why he authorized and directs the acting CEO to facilitate a vehicle and pay for allowances.
Okay.
If it is private, there will be no allowance.
I respect your answer. Yeah. Is it a Gambian passport?
No, it is a Canadian embassy. You know, mayor is given a diplomatic passport.
Can you answer the question? Is it a Gambian passport?
As far as this document is concerned, I cannot certify whether it is Gambian or not.
Now,
I believe it's diplomatic passport.
Okay, diplomatic passport in the embassy in Senegal.
Yes.
He wants to he has to collect his diplomatic passport in the embassy, Canadian embassy in Senegal.
For visa transactions.
Yes. I'm okay. That's not a problem. Mm-hmm. So let me have that. So we will request you to give us detail about the passport that was supposed to be collected.
No, Council, I think the owner of the passport will be in the better position because I don't possess it.
No, we will ask. We will ask the owner of the passport if the owner of the passport comes. Is that not the case?
Well,
we'll ask so that we know.
You want me to ask him?
Actually, we will ask. We will know. But I want to ask you what you know.
No,
I need to ask you what you know. If you don't know, just say you don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know. As simple as that. All right. So the list of documents that you were asked to bring, can you please read it out? The list you have. The list of documents that you were asked to produce.
The list of documents I was asked to produce is the one that was admitted as evidence.
I mean what you have been asked to write down. What you have been asked to write down.
You said I should bring The last presentation I made at the General Council,
Yes.
that is the report.
Yes.
I should liaise with the secretary
Yes.
also to...
Please speak into the microphone. Use the microphone.
You know, my eyesight are very poor.
You're getting old,
Yes, I am.
my friend. I know.
I think, I believe also an original letter of that letter.
Yes, and also the reports that you have prepared from 2018 to date,
Yeah.
and the ones you have presented to council. You've mentioned about, is it weekly reports as well? At some point?
No. I don't.
Weekly
I'm just giving you a scenario in our just recent exercise.
Yes.
That make the effectiveness of our department.
Yes.
I was trying to show that thing.
And you have a weekly activity report? Is it weekly activity report you said? I stand to be corrected. I'm just
No,
trying to understand.
I said the activity we've done for this 3-4 weeks
Yes.
was over $1 million which was recovered.
And you have those.
I have I could give you the details from our reports.
Please do that. All right. That's all for this witness for today. We will, unless there are other questions from the commissioners, we will write to you, inform you when you should reappear. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Sanneh, if I heard you correctly, you said you will get us the information from the report. It is not you giving us information from the report. It is the report that we are requesting you to give us, if there is a report.
No, there is a report.
Okay, so you give us the report as it is.
In email.
Yes. However it is, just make sure that, you understand, it is authenticated. We know who is doing the report and so forth.
The secretary.
You know, who?
The secretary. I was not liaised with the secretary.
Yes. You liaise with the secretary of the commission.
Who is the secretary?
Yes.
What's the name of
When
the
you get to the secretariat, when you find out, they will give you the details of the secretary.
Okay, all right.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Can we call the next witness? Mr. Gay, can you please bring the next witness? Who's the gentleman? Huh? Does he know? Does he know the next witness? No.
Good afternoon, Madam Witness. Can you speak into the mic, please?
Good afternoon.
Welcome to this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters.
Thank you.
What is your religion?
Islam.
Can you speak louder?
Islam.
In which language do you wish to make your
English
testimony?
English language.
Do you wish to swear by the Holy Quran or make an affirmation?
Swear by the Holy Quran.
Madam Chair, the witness wishes to swear by the Holy Quran. Okay, you hold the Holy Quran and repeat after me. I, Nyima Camara,
Camara,
do swear that
do swear that
I'll speak the truth,
I'll speak the
the
truth,
whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you. You may be kindly seated. Madam Chair, the witness is sworn. I have the honor to hand over the witness to you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Madam Nyima Camara,
Yes, ma'am.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Council, can we please proceed?
Please tell the witness, the commission, your name. Your name, please.
My name is Nyima Camara.
Your address.
I live in Lamin Daranka.
You work for the Canopy Municipal Council.
Yes, sir.
Do you have your appointment letter?
Yes, I do.
Were you confirmed?
Yes, sir.
Do you have the letter with you, or is it here?
Yes.
You were appointed in 1999.
Yes, sir.
Do you have your original copy?
Not here with me.
Please, we will need your confirmation on the original copy as well.
Okay, sir.
We applied to tender an offer of appointment 15th of February 1999 to Nyima Camara, the witness, the address Fajara M section, into evidence as an exhibit. The confirmation of appointment 30th June 1999. A letter dated the 10th of January 2018, addressed to Nyima Camara from the Canopy Municipal Council, signed by Jaya Cham for Chief Executive Officer. With the heading acting appointment, where the witness was occupying the office of Director of Planning and Development in an acting capacity. The witness was appointed or confirmed on the 19th of April 2018 by a letter from the Chief Executive Officer signed by Salamanjai. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
We applied to have this admitted into evidence and marked accordingly.
The following documents presented by the witness are admitted as follows. A letter dated the 15th of February 1999, with reference KMC/ADM/staff, addressed to the witness, Nyima Camara, with the caption offer of appointment, and the letter is signed by Ibrahim D. Jobate for municipal clerk and is copied to the chairman, KMC, treasurer, deputy municipal engineer, systems engineer. A letter dated the 30th of June 1999, addressed to the witness, Nyima Camara, with the caption confirmation of appointment. The letter is signed by Ibrahim D. Jobate for municipal clerk, is copied to the chairman, KMC, treasurer, deputy municipal engineer, systems manager. A letter dated the 10th of January 2018, with reference KMC/ADM/005, addressed to the witness, Nyima Camara, municipal engineer, with the caption acting appointment. The letter is signed by Jaja Cham for CEO of KMC. It is copied to the Lord Mayor KMC, Director of Finance, Director of Internal Audit, IT Manager. A letter dated 19th of April 2018, with reference KMC/ADM/064, addressed to Mrs. Nyima Camara, Acting Director of Planning and Development, with the caption confirmation of appointment. The letter is signed by Salama Njai, Acting Chief Executive Officer. It is copied to the Chairman, Interim Committee, Acting Director of Finance, Director of Internal Audit, Personal File, IT Manager, Acting Executive Secretary. These documents are admitted in a bundle as an exhibit, and they are marked as LGC/NC/KMC/001.
As the commission places. Now, please tell the commission your educational background.
I went to school in Methodist Primary School, then to Muslim High School, and then to GTTI, where I did my architectural draftsmanship for 2 years. Then I started, that's when I went to KMC and was employed in 1999 as a draftsman.
All right.
Which I then through the years, in 2007, I went to the University of, I attended my university program on, which I did my bachelor's in community building and design.
Where is that? Which university?
I was accredited by Halifax University, but through the university extended program with GTTI then.
Okay, all right.
And then in 2020, I did my master's degree in with Subdeco University in Senegal through MDI.
All right. Thank you very much. I believe it's time, 1 o'clock for the short break.
Yes, we will take a break and we'll come back after lunch break. We may rise.